And we're on. Hello, welcome to podcast episode 140 of Robot Boxing, where David McDonald will be bringing you all the news from the boxing world that we missed in the last 4 weeks. If you're new to the channel, you can see there, like and subscribe. Dave's doing his finger wagging. I've also got a little thumbnail there, which I've discovered on StreamYard. So get cracking on there if you're new to the channel. Even if you're not new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe to us. Thank you, please. Let me just turn that little thing off. So yeah, as I just said in the intro there, guys, and if you listen to our previous episode, which we literally just done, episode 139, there's nothing going on in the boxing world in terms of fights this weekend. There's bits and bats probably going on in India and Malaysia, all those sorts of countries, but anything relevant, there's nothing to preview, mate. I think Richard Comey's out in Detroit against TBA, and I think Kevin Lilly Sajo is out in France against TBA. So it's just literally pointless. We'll probably just go wins anyway, but it's just so we'll wait for the week after when we've got Oscar Valdez and Mickey Collins back and Sugar Nunes. And the week after that, we've got Canelo Crawford, the biggie. So, yeah, we'll take a little bit of a week off. But we are going to bring you some David McDonald. But before that, mate, we are going to bring you the Prediction League, the dreaded Prediction League, which dreaded for me anyway. So 4 weeks ago, can you remember what the score was, brother?
10-7, wasn't it?
No. 14-10 to you.
Oh. Yeah,
You're that far in front, you can't even remember. That's how cocky he is.
I'm Man United in the 90s, mate.
Yeah, a moment you are. It's been such a long time, but let's see what those results were 4 weeks ago. So, as I just said there, it was myself 10, Dave 14. Is there a glimmer of hope for me, or will it be five prediction leagues in front of Dave? Let's find out. So what we done Xander Zayas against Garcia Perez. So we both went for Zayas on points. So there's 3 points apiece there. Shushu Carrington against the Namibian in Haita. We both went for Shushu by KO. So that's 1 point apiece there because you've got it done on points. Vargas Espinosa. We both went for El General by KO. I said 6. Dave said 5. Vargas done it in 1. So again, that's 3 points. Obviously, Jalilov against Cardia was called off, so there was nothing there. The Groat versus Laney Daniels. We both went for the Groat for a KO. Ended in points. There's a point apiece there. So we're level pegging so far. And we had Garner versus Bellotti. I went for the Piranha on points. So 1 point for me. Dave's put on the face because you know what's coming. Dave went for Boba Bellotti. Irrelevant if it was at KO or points. He didn't win. So nothing for him there, which does make the score if you've kept up with my fast or squeaky voice. Dave H 8, Dave G 9, going into that 2 weeks set of previews. The standings are Dave Graham 11 and still in the lead, Mr. Holland with 14 points. There's a glimmer for me.
There's
a glimmer for me, mate.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah, there is still a long way. We've always said that, but now we're literally at the end. Last week in August, we've got September, October, November. Yeah, we've got 4 months. So yeah, you are right. What am I on about? I've got plenty of time to catch up. That won't start this weekend. It will start the weekend after. And obviously Canelo Crawford weekend, that'll be interesting as well. But apart from that, we've got a lot of David McDonald in to do, haven't we? So it's your time now, brother.
Yeah, so I've gone back and picked out bits and pieces that we would have spoken about since the 21st of July was when the last time I've done a David McDonald. So this is David McDonald and the Dong.
I thought you was going to forget to do it then. I was going to pull you up.
No, I might go dark here because I am doing it on my phone this week because I left my laptop at work. So you may not see my beautiful face for a little while. But here goes.
Well, have a look at my beautiful pint. Anyone that watched episode 139, so I was on the beer. I'm back on the beer for 140. Lovely pint of Grolsch, just out of the freezer. So if you can't see Dave's beautiful face, have a look at my ugly face and my beautiful pint of beer. Go on, Dave, crack on.
Right. So announced. The Lewis for Crocker will rematch Paddy Donovan for the vacant IBF welterweight world title on September 13 at Windsor Park Stadium in Belfast. So the first fight was controversial, but now the rematch has been made for a world title. What do you make of that? Because is it a world title fight?
You took the words out of my mouth. We haven't spoken about any of this. Me and Dave's barely been in contact the last 4 weeks. And I'm going to be, it sounds really disrespectful. Yes, because they do and I don't. But not so much Paddy Donovan, but Lewis Crocker fighting for a world title seems crazy. It seems he's nowhere near world level for me. He's just not. He's probably a good British forward stroke fringe European level fighter. I'm sorry. I know the rankings are there for a reason. Sometimes they make it up as they go along, Dave, but he's in a position where he's worked his way into that, and fair play to him. But them two, especially Crocker fighting for a world title, is a bit of a shambles, if you like. Is Donovan ready for a world title shot? Probably not. Against Lewis Crocker, I think he'll get the job done this time. But yeah, you've asked me that question for a reason, because obviously you're getting the same kind of thoughts in your head, aren't you? It's not a world title fight. It's probably a European title fight, or, you know, if you want, we laugh about it, an IBO kind of strap, but it's not. It's going to be a good fight, but I understand the question you're asking. Is it a world level fight? No, it's not.
No, I like to say, and this is I don't want to say brown envelopes because it's not, you know, but it is a situation where, yeah, you know, the rankings and that have been manipulated to make this fight a world title fight. Yes, I know.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
I know
it is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because any other time this doesn't happen at that stage, you know, for the rematch, it doesn't. Now, listen, fair fucks to both of them, because they both got an opportunity here to be world champions off the back of it. And listen, you know, you can't take that away from them. Fair play. You can only play the hand that you're dealt, and fair play. But yeah, there's been things done in the background to make this a world title fight. And fair play. That's what you pay your. That's what your promoter's there for. That's what the people that work in your team are there for. So fair play. They've done their job. But
can I just say, Dave, as well? I just have a look at the ranking system here. Where you're there. So we talk about certain divisions being shit hot and certain divisions being weak. Now, bar Brian Norman Jr., who I don't think is a great boxer, but he's turned into a bit of a killer. You look at the champions in this division, mate, at 147. You've got Mario Barrios, you've got Rolly Marrero, and the winner of Crocker Donovan.
Yeah.
It's poor.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
It's poor, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Welterweight division, it's, you know, that's usually one of the flagship divisions. It's not at the moment. No, it's not at the moment. So
good luck to both men.
Yeah.
For whatever reason they've got their shot. You know, it's 1 versus 3. Number 2 is not rated, which is quite odd, Dave. And then the title is vacant after, obviously Boots moved up. But yeah, back to the original point, it's not a world level fight, but we are going to be crowned a new world champion, obviously from the other side of the pond in terms of Ireland,
Yeah.
Or the Irish Sea, if you like. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Right, we touched on this earlier. The WBC have now overturned Francisco Rodriguez Jr. win over Galal Yafai to a no contest, reinstating Yafai as WBC interim champion, and ordered an immediate rematch because Rodriguez Jr. tested positive for heptamol after the fight. They have ruled that Rodriguez accidentally ingested the banned substance, as he previously reported the use of an over-the-counter energy booster, which he was unaware of included it. The WBC have made a request to the British Board of Control to officially recognise their decision to rule the fight a no contest and place Rodriguez under a 12-month probation period with random testing. Now, I believe that's changed slightly since that was announced in late July, that he wouldn't be rematching Rodriguez. He'd be, but. Yeah, that's gone on, but we spoke about it earlier. My issue is that we talk about Miles. That defeat was so damaging to your fight that he may never be the same fighter again after that. And that's you can't. How can you have a 12-month probation where you're tested and over he was a monster in that fight, Rodriguez, an absolute monster. Now, yes, he may have had a monster drink, but that wasn't what done it. Sonny Edwards was calling it during the fight, and everyone was going, "That's outrageous! You can't do that."
Yeah.
So, Wild West again, mate.
Mate, WBC. But what the point we're forgetting here is that he's failed a drug test, so he's gone into the fight juiced. He's got a banned substance in his body, and I know you said things have changed since July, but they obviously under a 12-month probation, they've already altered the fight, so he can still fight. Where's his 4-year ban?
I know.
And halved it if if you can prove that he did it by accident. So the rematch should be in 2 years. What's his 12 months probation crap?
I know.
So even though the fight doesn't look to be going ahead again, obviously in our last episode we were talking about Taraji and Sandoval and the route there that way. So it does look like that Rodriguez is going to fight again within 12 months.
Yeah.
Why is he fighting again? He's failed a drug test. He should be banned.
I know.
We shouldn't even be talking about what's next for Galal and the punishment he took. I totally get it. It's all relevant. It's part of what happened. But we should be talking about his ban, not him fighting again. This is why boxing's fucked. Nobody cares. No one gives a fucking shit. As long as there's a pound coin to be made or a dollar to be made, and look who's the head of it again. Mauricio Suleiman of the WBC. Waste of time. Could you imagine? Yeah. But could you imagine if Galal Yafai would have died, like we've seen in Japan, if he'd have died outside the ring as well, through effects of loaded gloves with the banned substance in him, what would Suleiman have done then?
Yeah.
He'd wash his hands, nothing to do with me. Not part of the WBC clean program. That he bought that. That's on him. That's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
It is frustrating, mate. It really is. And as you said many a time, we both agreed that this is going to change Galal Yafai as a fighter. He might get petrified now. We spoke about Sandoval, the new champion, the unified champion. If he does go in with a fight with him, he gets put one on the chin like he did with Taraji a couple of weeks ago. Is he going to panic? Is he going to have flashbacks? He's got nothing to do with it. He's going to be the shell of the former fighter that he was. Yeah. The after effects of a monster drink that we just laughed at. It's not funny. It ain't funny. And for him to be allowed to fight straight away, probation means fuck all. Just behave yourself, but you can still fight.
Exactly.
It's fundamentally and morally wrong.
It's always the same, mate. It's always the fucking same with them. And we have the same conversations every time there's a drugs topic. It's
Galal that suffered.
Yeah.
It's Galal that suffered.
And he may, like I say, I've got a funny feeling it's going to suffer for the rest of his life.
Mate.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Rolly Marrero has been elevated to become the full WBA welterweight world champion as Jaron Boot Ennis has vacated to move up in weight. Rolly is now a 2-weight world champion and in advanced talks to rematch Ryan Garcia next. We live in a mad world where Rolly Marrero is a 2-weight world champion, isn't it?
Because he's rubbish. That's why we're laughing. It's funny. He beat Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia is hit and miss, isn't he? But come on. I don't want to see that fight again, if I've got to be totally honest, Dave. I don't think Ryan Garcia will fuck up this time, but yeah, I don't mean that disrespectful, but not many people have come out and said that Rolly Marrero is a world level fighter. But you can't argue with the CV, I suppose. But
you can't argue. Listen, he's going to walk around with that forever, and it can't be taken away from him, regardless of what you think of him as a fighter. There's opportunities been put his way, and he's took them. And now,
So I was just going to say, can you imagine if that fight doesn't happen? You might unify with Lewis Crocker.
Yeah. I
It's bad, isn't it? I feel like I'm a cunt for saying it, but because they do and I don't, I totally get it. But
I hate this elevated champion stuff. I'd rather it sit vacant until it's fought for. And
I do as well.
Because it creates shit like this. So, but yeah. Anyway,
look, you're right. You're 100% right. Sorry, Dave. You're 100% right. So Boots vacated, right? If we vacated both belts, so Rolly going in against Boots, does he beat Boots? Does he fuck? Does Crocker or Donovan beat Boots? Do they fuck?
No.
So I know the IBF got different rules. They're having theirs as a vacant title, but it's the same kind of thing, really, isn't it? They're not winning the belts in the ring, so it's a bit of a shit show. And the levels of fighters that are getting those belts. I mean, they're paying the ranking fees and they're getting their opportunities, but come on. Mate, have you got anything positive to talk about? Come on, fuck's sake.
Probably not.
You haven't. Oh, God.
Joshua Buatsi has signed a promotional deal with Frank Warren's Queensbury and will fight on DAZN moving forwards. So, yeah, he was with Ben Shalom. We know the issue with Ben Shalom at the moment. His Sky deal has now expired. He's on BBC iPlayer. There's a lot of fighters that are moving away from him. And I predict there'll probably be a few more before that starts. That deal actually starts.
Yeah.
But Buatsi's jumped ship and he's with Frank. I think that's a good move for him.
Definitely.
He's a good fighter, Buatsi. He came up against a very good Callum Smith. There's no shame in that. But there's plenty of fights out there for him.
It's funny though, mate, isn't it? It's funny because Buatsi left Eddie on the understanding that us boxing fans know that he wanted to be on the biggest boxing platform in Sky Sports, and that's why he either stayed or went with Ben Shalom. Now Ben's not with Sky. He's actually gone to the platform that he didn't want to be on in DAZN. I know times have changed since then.
Yeah. But
yeah, look, it's good. But he should be more active. He's a great fighter. Probably one of his best performances was the loss against Callum Smith. But I've seen since he's going to be up against Zach Parker in his first fight. Great matchmaking. Zach Parker hasn't done anything since his loss to British guy that lost to Canelo. The
Oh,
gorilla.
all the stuff.
What's his name? Can't think of his name, but he hasn't improved that part, so he's kind of plateaued. So yeah, good bit of matchman. Buatsi will probably stop that version of Zach Parker. But yeah, it's a positive.
I won't mention that bit of news now. So but yeah.
What was his name? What was the name that he lost to, Dave, when he was on the crest of a wave, and he's gone backwards ever since? John Ryder, the gorilla. John Ryder.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
I won't mention that.
I thought you might have thrown it in anyway.
I won't mention the date. Yeah, I had it in there, Buatsi Parker, but you've mentioned it now.
Well, go on then. Now we're on it. What do you think about that piece of matchmaking? I think it's a great fight for his first one on Queensberry on TV.
Yeah, so that was part of it. Yeah, Joshua Buatsi will face Zach Parker at the Carlp Arena in Manchester on November 1st. On that card is Brad Rhea versus Lyndon Arthur and Daniel Lapland versus Troy Jones. Yeah, no, I listen. It's his first fight. I've got no issues with it. It's his first fight with Frank. I think Zach Parker needs a performance. He needs a performance. And should he get it against Buatsi, it'd be a massive scalp. But
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
No, I think Frank's done a little crafty here. I know Buatsi's too good for Parker. I think we could see the end of Parker at Queensberry. Yeah. Because he's obviously gone. He just doesn't look the same guy since a Ryder fight. He's either going backward or he's plateaued. You know, it's a shame. But
I want to get your thoughts on this. Announced, Dave Allen will face Arslanbek Makhmudov in a heavyweight clash on October 11th in Sheffield. What do you reckon of that fight? Old fucking
the old neck switcher. The beast.
Makhmudov.
Well, Kabeljau's fucked it, isn't he? He's fucked it up. He's fucked it up for Makhmudov because he was the boogeyman or the avoided fighter nobody wanted to go in with.
And then the
Gladiator's done him as well. So there's from what the version we've seen of Dave Allen against Johnny Fisher, there's no reason why he can't beat him. Knock the fuck out of the body, it's game over. He doesn't like it there. He's got a good chin. He's got a slab of a head. I actually fancy Dave Allen, and it's crazy how the boxing world works because we've all said it. Now we're all kind of like not sucking Dave Allen off, but we like what he's doing in the comeback. But after that Fraser Clark fight, nobody wanted to see him again. Not interested in Dave Allen. Couldn't give a fuck about him. He's had his journey. He's had his fun journey. Go away. You're not training hard. You're not taking it seriously. Now we're talking about Dave Allen winning titles and fucking not world titles, but winning British titles and going on to win fringe world titles and things like that. So fair play to him. I'll make my prediction now. I think he stops him, Dave.
Yeah.
Makhmudov's he's been exposed badly by Kabeljau and by the Gladiator. You know.
Yeah.
The Gladiator struggled with Richard Torres Jr. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Which you were very disappointed with. So. Yeah, to me, he's a Bond villain. He's very scary, gives people nightmares. But when it comes to the top 15, he's not in mine at all.
No.
He's been exposed badly.
He has been exposed, and I think Dave Allen will finish him.
I think he will, mate.
Yeah. The rematch is set. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn will meet again on November 15th at the Tottenham Stadium. Now, I'll talk on this because I went to the first fight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the second fight. I'm actually not interested in the second fight because everything for me has been done. Chris Eubank Sr., they had the falling out. Will he be there? Will he won't? He turns up in the taxi. Oh, he's here. All that sort of stuff. They've done the ring walks with their father's songs and they're both the father. I just don't see it. Like the first fight had everything. It had all the storylines. It had everything going with it. The failing of weight. There's nothing. Yeah, the eggs are smashing in the egg. There's nothing else they can do now. They've done it all in the first that they can do in this fight. Yes, the fight was a great fight, and I was pleased that I was there and whatnot. It was a good fight, and I'm sure the second fight will be that. If you're just going to look at it in the boxing, I think the fight will probably be a good fight because they both don't like each other. They both go out there, give it 110%, and it'll be a good scrap. But it was the whole event for me that made it the first time, and they can't generate that again, no matter what they do. They cannot generate that storyline. I mean, the senior and junior, that was magic. That was where they were slagging each other off and all that sort of stuff. And then and he turns up there and he's backing his son. Amazing. For me, they can't do that again. So, but yeah, as a fight, fair enough. The fight will be good, but I won't be going.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Mate. Chris Eubank Jr. will pull something out of the hat as he always does, the salesman that he is. But yeah, everything else has been done. It's quite hard to top. The only thing that can possibly make it interesting if Conor Benn wins, and then you've got 1-1, and you've got a trilogy if you like. The dads didn't have a trilogy, but yeah, you've kind of said everything that I would say. It'll probably get the same. It'll get a good casual crowd. They will sell the fuck out of it, you know, as well. They'll probably get Conor Benn to bite even more because he lost the first one, and they'll do everything in their power to sell the fuck out. I totally get it, but the angle you're coming at with it, the WWE script, which it was perfected, you can't do it twice. You can do it twice, but it's like, well, we've seen that, so stop fucking around, get in the ring and do what you've got to do. And also on that day, just quickly, Chris Eubank Jr. as well. I know he's a great salesman, but you've got to take a lot of stuff he says with a pinch of salt, because him struggling to make 160, didn't want to do it again, hospitalised after the fight, lying on the bed, and all these kind of stories coming out. He's doing it again, and we know why he's doing it. Cheddar Ching.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anybody, because apparently it's the same rehydration clauses and all that kind of thing. If you hear him say, well, they put the same clauses in, they've done this to try and screw me, you've agreed to it.
Yeah.
Don't do the fight, but you're doing it because you're making too much money. So, yeah. We'll all watch it. Of course we will.
Yeah.
But you're right. It can't be sold twice. But Chris Eubank Jr. will have a good try doing it. I know that much.
Listen, sure. based on the first fight, it will sell anyway, but you won't have all the storylines.
I'd just like him to slag off Eddie. That was one of my favourite bits.
Yeah.
You don't see Eddie Hearn kind of get mugged off too much, do you? And he had him on toast, as you like to say. So
yeah.
That was good. So who knows?
Former undisputed light heavyweight champion Arthur Beterbiev will begin his road to redemption on November 22nd as part of Ring 5, Night of the Champions in Riyadh. Berbatov will collide with another dangerous puncher in Dion Nicholson, who has 18 knockouts in 22 wins.
Dion Nicholson. Why does that bell ring a name? What's that name ring a bell? That's not the one that lost to him, Billy, was it? Or was that another Nicholson?
Oh, it might have been.
I can't think. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't wet me whistle. To be honest, mate. I thought we're not doing Bivol part 3, no?
Bivol has had surgery.
Right, that makes sense then.
So
it's to keep busy.
Yeah, to keep busy, but they're selling
busy,
it.
No jeopardy.
They're selling it as he's got 18 knockouts in 22, so he's a bit of a puncher. So he's gonna. It's another anti-yard situation, isn't it? But yeah.
Unless he's aged overnight, Dave, and he's injured and we don't know, then I don't give the other guy a chance. He's still one of the best fighters on the planet. So
absolutely,
just sounds like keep busy. I've got to do a bit more research into that fighter to make a kind of.
Well, in November when they fight, we'll have that, won't we? As part of our preview.
If it's the same fighter I'm thinking of, it may not be just by surname. If it's the same one that lost to Christian and Billy that's stepping up to light heavy, he ain't got an open L, but it might not be.
No, I haven't looked into it either.
That's how much you're interested in the fight, isn't it?
Right, you touched on this. So sadly, on the 2nd of August, 2 fighters in Japan lost their lives. So one surname is called Katari, and the other one is Urkamama. On the same card, they both lost their lives in hospital. Both from brain injuries from taking too many shots within the fights. Now, I wanted to touch on this with you because I touched on this before when we lost a fighter on New Year's Eve.
This is your bit because you've been quite high on the Japanese.
The Japanese boxing. Don't get me wrong, is fantastic. It really, really is. And I've said this before, and they just do not have the things in place that the British Board of Boxing Control have when it comes to safety of fighters. And listen, it's rare. It is rare to lose a life in the ring. It happens, but it is, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But to lose 2 fighters in the same card, is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And their sanctioning bodies, or their version of our British Board of Control, whoever sanctions their fights, need to really, really get their things in place. And whether they come over and they go, listen, we're Brits, and when it comes to the safety of fighters, we are the best in the world in doing that. There's no doubt about that. Whether they need to come over here and learn or whatever, but something needs to change in Japan where it comes to fighters' safety, because the way they're doing it is dangerous. They're putting on brilliant fights, and they've got brilliant fighters, and everything what they're doing there is fantastic. But evidently the safety of fighters should be the first thing that happens. You know, they put their lives on the line for our entertainment. They should be going home safe to their families. 2 people dying on the same card cannot happen and should not happen. And something needs to be done in Japan for that, for the safety of their fighters. And we said it the last time someone had died, but now there's 2 more.
Anaguchi, wasn't it? I think. Was it Anaguchi?
Yeah, Anaguchi. It was. Yeah, it was a great fight, but they were walking him out the ring. His trainers were walking him out the ring. There was no oxygen. There was no first aiders. You know,
There's no aftercare at all, was there? Or immediate care, if you like. You know.
Do you know what? You know where they are? They're in the 80s. They're still stuck in the 80s when it comes to care, and they are. You know, with Michael, we had it with Michael Watson and Gerald McLennan. We learned so much from them to where we are today. Listen, injuries can happen. We got Nick Blackwell. These things can happen, but whenever a fighter goes down, the first aiders are in there instantly with oxygen. You know, they're straight to hospital. They've got the care. In Japan, it's not happening, and people are dying. And it puts a spotlight on Japan, but it also puts a spotlight on the boxing as a worldwide organization, as a worldwide sport. Because no matter where it happens, it affects us all. So something like I say, even if we all come, like I say, but the boxing world come together, and and get Japan into a better place. Something needs to happen for the care of fighters. Now, listen, people can still lose their lives, but you give them a chance. It seems like in them,
give them a chance. That's correct. Yeah,
they don't have it. They're not given the same chance everyone should be getting, and so it's terrible news, and we don't want that in our sport.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You just said there about what they're doing in boxing, the fighters they're producing, the fights they're producing, the cards they're producing, the crowds they're producing. You know, boxing in Japan is the best it's ever been, but unfortunately, it's letting itself down with its duty of care to the fighters. Yeah. And the JBA, the Japanese Boxing Association, must do better. It's as simple as that. They must do better. And if it means looking at us over here or the Yanks, then you must do that.
Yeah,
you have to do that.
Yeah,
to make sure those fighters they've got the care needed for them. Give them a chance. As you rightly just said there, mate.
Yeah. Listen, things can happen, and everyone knows that getting into the ring it's a risk, and it is. But if anything, if the worst does happen, you need to have someone on call to give you the best chance of survival, or
definitely.
And for me, it's not happening there. So that's a bit of sad news.
Positivity, please.
You won't get it from this one. Manny Pacquiao has officially climbed to #1 position in the WBC welterweight rankings following his return last month. David Graham, I'll hand this one over to you. Thoughts?
What was it? Was it a draw or did he lose?
It was a draw.
A draw. So based off a draw, he's ranked #1. I don't need to say anything, do I? We know why he's where he is. He puts bums on seats. He sells tickets. Yeah, he's going to get another title opportunity, Dave. Look how we just spoke about the division. Mario Barrios, Rolly Marrero. Forget Norman Jr. because he can probably mop up. And Crocker and fucking Donovan. He's going to be world champion again, isn't he? Yes, isn't he?
Lewis Crocker could fight Manny Pacquiao.
I know. I don't blame Manny. We've said this before. We don't blame Manny. We blame the sanctioning bodies, the governing bodies, whoever gives him a license, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, it's a poor division, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a poor division. It's a poor state of affairs. And if you're pulling old men off chairs after 5 years, off sofas to come get instant world title shots, we've been down this route before. It's just a matter of time of waiting now, isn't it? For his next fight is announced. He's ranked #1 for a reason.
That's it.
Cheddar Jing.
That's it. Right, I'll move on from that one.
Yeah.
Announced. This is a bit of positive news. Oscar Collazo will defend his WBA, WBO strawweight world titles against Jason Vason. That's the name. Jason Vason. On September 20th in California. Ring Magazine champion Gabriela Fundora will also defend her undisputed world titles against Alia Granido.
Yeah. Jason who, did you say?
Jason Vason. The only difference is the day the
tickled me for some reason.
There's some name, that, isn't it? But yeah, we're big fans of Oscar Collazo on here. Strawweights don't get no love.
Fucking hell.
The strawweights don't get no love from anyone other than Roper Dope Boxing Podcast. We're a big fan of Oscar Collazo, one of our favourite fighters of this calendar year.
Sure, yeah.
And he's going in with Jason Vason. So I think
I don't know
Jason
why that's
Mason
only
is going to be on his face and
Oh.
in a couple of rounds, but you know.
On a serious note, mate, Collazo was on the Golden Boy Uncle Turkey show, wasn't he? Over in Riyadh, kind of caught our eye. Very skillful, not a typical fucking straw weight.
No.
Punches like a mule down at 7.5 stone, wherever it fucking is. Can box, can move. Probably one of Oscar's best fighters. And obviously you've got the superstar in Sweet Poison, Gabriela Vondora. Mm-hmm. Nobody's kind of worked that puzzle out like a brother to an extent. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him, mate, and old Jason Mason as well. I'm gonna have to have a look at that, put that on Twitter. People watching, listening, thinking it's not that funny.
Well, they can see you had a couple of beers, so they're really neat.
What about the other? Mate, who's the other geezer down those weights? Is it CP Freshmark? Oh, he fought CP, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat him. Yeah,
he beat CP.
Yeah, CP Freshmark. He's named after a supermarket, wasn't he?
It's a fucking name down the straw, right, isn't they? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Where's he from, by the way? Where's he from? Any idea?
No, it doesn't say. This has had some criticism. Announced Jared Boots Ennis will face Usma Lima in a WBA Super Welterweight title eliminator on October 11th, Philadelphia. I've seen a lot of criticism for this fight for Boots Ennis. Now, I know everyone wants him to be fighting the best and all that go straight in world titles, but it's not always the case. It can't be. But
he's got the next best though, Dave. He's going straight into an eliminator from the division below. So there's other people worthy of Boots getting a world title shot first. I mean, come on, but don't get me wrong. He's with Eddie, blue chip promoter, so Eddie could have probably elevated him to get a world title shot straight away. I haven't got a problem with either, really. I mean, we just spoke about Pacquiao. So, you know, anybody can do anything. That's why I'm not surprised. But I can't see what the big fuss is. You know, should he wait in line? Yes, he should. But we know boxing doesn't work like that. So I haven't seen anything of his opponent. So I'm before Boots fights him, we'll have a nosy. But Boots is supposed to be the next pay-per-view superstar, isn't he? Or one of the best boxers on the planet. So you expect him to do the business and go on to be, a 2-weight world champion. But yeah, I honestly can't see the problem because other fighters getting opportunities all over the shop. So
whenever a fighter moves up in weight, I'll always give him one, and I've always said that. And so this is his one. I've got no issues with it. And
it's an eliminator as well. So
yeah, exactly. So
joking aside, we're not joking. We're having a legit conversation. But on the last episode, we spoke about Sky Nicholson moving down in weight. Yeah. She's had one that she doesn't really need. I know the levels are completely different, but she's had a kind of. She's won a version of a world title, wouldn't she, before she moves on to fight X, Y, and Z next. Yeah. Sometimes they need them, sometimes they don't. Boots probably doesn't need it, but I think it's more of the meritocracy thing and should he or shouldn't he be. But again, like I say, to repeat myself for the 100th time, just go back to the Pacquiao statement. You know, you're dragging blokes off sofas after 5 years and putting them straight into the world title. Boots Ennis is an active young fighter, so what's the problem? I've
got no issues with it for the first one. No. I don't see the criticism, but anyway. So the WBC have now officially ordered Ricardo Sandoval to defend his WBA, WBC flyweight world titles against Galal Yafai next. WBC, Richard Solomon said they have cancelled their order for Yafai versus Francisco Rodriguez Jr. rematch. What do you reckon of that?
Well, we've literally been speaking about it on here and on episode 139. I didn't know it'd been ordered, Dave.
Yeah. See, I saved that bit for you.
I didn't know it'd been ordered, honestly, when I was going through the kind of trajectory of the route, like Galal Yafai and what happened to him. I didn't realise it had been ordered. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. If he gets clipped by Sandoval, what version are we going to get of him?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, he was always a front-footed fighter, Galal. Mate,
you can't turn it down. You can't turn it down either. Even if it's ordered, you don't have to take it. But this is a unification fight. This is what Eddie wanted him to do, what he wanted to do next. What's he now, Galal? 31, 32?
Yeah.
3 or 4 years left. Go for it. But what are we going to get? Sorry to interrupt, mate. But I didn't realise this had been ordered. So this is great news in one sense and in another,
It's the right, after what's happened to him, it's the right thing to do.
Is it the right opponent, though? Is it the right opponent for what we've just seen in Japan?
I'm worried for him based on what I've seen against Taraji. I really am. But I really hope that he can be, that he can shake that off and go, do you know what? He was juiced. That's why this is what happened to me, and put it to one side. But the mind is a wonderful thing, and the minute you get clipped, you
punch in the face,
subconsciously, you can go, you can the ghosts of Christmas past can come back.
I think even with my bias towards Galal, I've got to be a realist if that fight is made, because of what we've just seen in the last two fights between Yafai and Rodriguez and Taraji and Sandoval. Cool, yeah. I do like it though. I do. This is the kind of thing that excites me in boxing. There's a story here as well. There's a narrative as well, especially on Galal's side as well. Obviously Sandoval going and doing what he done in Japan, not expecting to be that good. So bring it on, man. Let's hope it gets made. Let's hope it gets made. Because if it doesn't get made, how long is Galal gonna have to wait for another world title shot? It's not one. It's two belts. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The right thing. It was the right thing to do. And listen, nothing's fair in this world. But what happened? He should go on and become a world champion. And all that sort of stuff. If you believe in a God, which I don't, that's the sort of stuff that should happen. If you do believe in one, what's happened to him, like. But we'll see. We'll see that nothing's given in this world, and it's a cruel place.
Galal 316, Dave.
Yeah. Right, listen to this.
That's a reference for anybody. Sorry, mate. That's a reference from episode 139 of Moses 316. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. And you see what we're on about. Sorry, Dave. Carry on.
Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman have a deal in place to beat for Fundora's WBC Junior Middleweight title on October 25th in Las Vegas. The fight will headline a PBC on Prime pay-per-view. Thurman, 36, will look to become a 2-division champion.
Yeah, I can see it coming. After that, Brock Jarvis, he's still active. He's still got something to give. I know Brock Jarvis isn't Fundora, but Thurman's PBC in-house, keep the belt in-house, exactly what they do. That fight will happen. That fight will definitely happen.
Pay-per-view, though?
Well, we just had Nikita Zoo versus some random from...
For 60 quid.
Yeah, so I can't be... I understand, though, what you're saying. It's not really a pay-per-view fight, but it's more of a pay-per-view than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people get it through other methods, don't they? But would I pay for it? Probably not. I'd wait for the next day and watch it on YouTube, etc. But it's an interesting fight. If Keith Thurman's still got something left to give, because one time could he be the guy to solve the puzzle? Who knows? But yeah, I don't think it's a bad fight, to be honest. It's what version we're getting of Keith Thurman. We know we've got the octopus arms and legs and all that kind of jazz of Fundora. But yeah, I think your main gripe is the pay-per-view, from what I'm guessing off there. Yes, no?
Yeah, and Keith Thurman. I mean, yes, he's come up. He's fought. Was it Brock?
Brock Jarvis, yeah.
Yeah, Brock Jarvis recently, but he's fucking hell. He's been inactive. He was talking about fighting Christian Shields not that long ago. It's just like,
don't start me off again.
Where's he get the world title shot from? Like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
On pay-per-view as well.
I know.
It's honestly, it's fucking mental. Like, I can't get my head around it. But anyway, we'll move on.
It's crazy sport, boxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy sport.
Right. The last piece of news. Oh God, the last piece of news for David McDonald tonight. I don't know how this is going to go, but here we go. Jake Paul will face Gervonta Tank Davis on November 15th at State Farm Arena in Atlanta in an exhibition live on Netflix. Talk of Paul facing Anthony Joshua collapsed over network issues. Paul's last fight took place at 200 pounds, while Davis is a champion at 135.
I'm going to shock you, right? I've seen everything that people have got to say. I understand the arguments. What Gervonta's doing, should he be stripped? Because he's holding the division up with the belt and difference in weight and things like that. If it is an exhibition fight, I won't be watching anyway, because then it is script. You throw a few shapes, I throw a few shapes. You can't knock each other out. No interest. I've got no interest is when the old legends do it. Your Barreras, your Hattons, your Morales. It's all these kind of guys. Your Roy Jones, Tyson. When they do their, I've got no interest in it. It's nice to make a few quid, but it's not legit. You're making shapes, silhouettes, and then everybody goes home nicey. I haven't actually got too much of a problem with it. My issue with it is literally the Gervonta's belt. That may surprise you. If he is going to do that, either be stripped, vacate, Or like I like to say, make him champion in recess. Let other people fight for the belt. If he wants to go and do an exhibition like Muhammad Ali did years ago, Tyson Fury to an extent against Ngannou, that was a non-title fight. So he kind of held the division up for how long it was by not defending that belt and going and fighting an MMA fighter. So I'm not that bothered, Dave. Honestly, I'm not that bothered. As long as the sanctioning body does the right thing and takes that belt away from him. I don't think they will, because he's whatever you think of Tank, he's still an American superstar that does bring in the cheddar ching. So there's 5 stone between them as well. That's obviously a common fucking denominator as well. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's a bit like Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather when they done their exhibition, wasn't it? So
yeah, but the difference is with that is that Floyd Mayweather was retired. He's doing exhibitions. You know, listen. Yeah. My problem with Gervonta Davis is that it's his career. I think his career is underwhelming for the talent that he is. Yes, he beat Leo Santa Cruz.
He played for Blackburn, didn't he?
Blackburn, yeah. Leo Santa Cruz, you know, he has beaten some world-class fighters.
Ryan Garcia.
But he's never championed to go. You never hear him saying, "I want to unify." He's never talked about moving up in weight to fight champions. So for me, I don't want to put him in that break, but he's Adrian Broner. He's just a small Adrian Broner. He's more famous for the stuff that he does out of the ring. I know he's just been cleared for smacking his girlfriend again. He's been done for that so many times. He's loads of stuff with the law.
It's very Broner-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very Broner-esque. The only thing is that Broner was like a 5-weight world champion. I know they were all vacant belts, but that's for another day. But it's very much like that. So for someone that's as talented as Tank is, and he could have been the face of boxing. I know people talk like he is, but he's not.
The Americans do, yeah.
But he actually, based on talent and everything else, he could have been. I think he's wasted a lot of his career. And when I see things like this, it just adds to that. I know it's an exhibition, I know, but like I say, this man's an active champion now. He's 5 stone less fighter. Why are you not fighting people in your division? Shackle Stevenson, why are you not going for these fights? Why the fuck are you fighting a fucking YouTuber in the prime of your career, or in the twilight years of your whatever, while you're still a careered fighter? Listen, when you retire, go and do what the fuck you want. I've got no problems with that. Yeah, I know it's all down to money. But for a man who, listen, I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck what I say. But for a man who wants legacies and all these, I want all this sort of stuff, and his career's not, there's question marks over his career. There's nothing for it, and that's why I'm disappointed in it. I won't be watching it.
No, I won't be watching exhibitions. If it was it wouldn't be sanctioned, would it, for a start? If it was a legit fight, it's 5 stone between them. Jake Paul can't get down to lightweight, and Tank can't get up to cruiserweight. 200 pounds, and God knows what it was at lightweight. It's ridiculous. It's purely about the money. There's nothing more to it. He's going to earn a fucking shitload of money out of this, like Jake Paul will, like Mike Tyson did, and everybody else that's involved with MVP. Luckily, it is only an exhibition day, but I understand everything you've just said there. He should be going into the Lamont Roach Jr. rematch to prove that it was a bad night in the office. He's obviously going to earn less fighting him with more risk. Well, there's no risk. It's an exhibition, so I'll retract that. There's no risk whatsoever. It's silhouettes and going home early. So, yeah, there's not a huge amount. The fight's happening, whether you like it or not. And I've always said about Netflix, we talk about the DAZN being the new home of boxing. Netflix is the biggest streaming services in the world. So if you're getting up at silly o'clock in the morning with insomnia and you like boxing and you flick it on, you've only got to pay $5.99. Most people have got it anyway. You're going to watch it. It's going to get eyeballs, whether you like it or not. Exhibition or not, it's going to get eyeballs. People are going to be watching about it. People are going to be talking about it, and a lot of people are going to get weighed in about it. Does Tank Davis give a fuck what the likes of me and you are boxing fans? No, he can give a shit. He's going to have a look at his bank balance on Sunday morning and go, "Thank you very much." Now I can still go back to being a champion. Hopefully not. Hopefully WBA take that belt away from him, but they won't. They won't take any belts away from him. No. Because his profile, like it or not, with a casual fan, with a YouTuber fan, with a teenage girl or boy fan, is going to rise, and his name's going to be known even more. There'll be people out there now that are massive Jake Paul fans from Jake Paul the YouTuber, finding out that he goes in with someone called Gervonta Tank Davis. They've got no clue who he is. On Sunday morning, he'll have extra Instagram followers, a couple more million. And it makes him even more money. And then it makes the sanctioning bodies more money because more people will want to watch Tank Davis.
Yeah.
It's a money-driven world. It's a vicious, not a vicious circle. It's actually a very wealthy circle, if you like. So I get it. Do I agree with it? No. But I'm just kind of positive out of it. It's just an exhibition. It's just an exhibition. Should he be doing it as a champion? I agree with you. No, he shouldn't. He's doing it at the end of his career. But people can go, "Oh, Muhammad Ali done it." But Muhammad Ali had a great CV before, going into that and after. So, yeah, frustrating is the word, I suppose. But there's worse things I can moan and whine and bitch about, mate. So, in the world of boxing.
That's it, mate. Oh, fair enough. That's a good note to leave it on. That is it for David McDonald and the Dongs. Yeah,
not a lot of positives, mate. I mean, we had a great 139 episode, didn't we? Talking about the great fights we've seen in the last month.
That's news for you, mate. That's the MSN. That's the mainstream news anyway in the world. There's not a piece of good news. So if we're going to do a news section, mate, there's not going to be much happiness in it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's
You raise your flags and all that.
As you said, that's for another day. That one, isn't it?
Not for boxing, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not for boxing. Let's stick to boxing, mate. Well, let's stick with the winners' weekly wager for what it's worth. The last time we've done one of these, ladies and gentlemen, a month ago, we had £100 in the pot. Oh, yes, we've got up to the £100 mark. As usual, 9 times out of 10 before this week. Well, 4 weeks ago, Dave's won the last 4, so he picked Clarissa Shields to beat her opponent in Ilani Daniels by KO. She got the job done on points, so we earned 1 point. Well, Dave earned to us 1 point. We double that to 2 points, and then we obviously, we turn that in 2 points if you like. Dave doubles it, so it turns into 2 points, making it £2. So we add that to the pot. So going into not this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, but next weekend when it be my turn to pick, it's £102 in the pot for the charity, the boxing charity of your choice at the end of the year. So, yeah, a bit stagnant on the old winners' weekly wager, mate, until Michael Conlon and Sugar Nunes and Oscar Valdez fight in 2 weeks' time. But, yeah, £102, mate. You got us £2 for the Clarissa Shields fight.
Yeah, sorry.
No, every pound helps. Every pound helps. So nearer Christmas time, we start getting some ideas, and we will only put the ideas out when you guys help us on Twitter or Instagram or email us, etc. Until you give us some boxing charity ideas, that money ain't going anywhere. But we're men of our word, and we will be paying out. But until you give us legit charity, not not Tank Davis's bank balance, things like that. Yeah. So. Plans for the weekend, mate? Not a lot of boxing. No boxing going on, as we stated earlier. What are your plans? Because this will be going out at the same time as 139. Hopefully everybody's listening to it. And then we'll be back next Monday. But your weekend plans, as just said, for the 48th time.
It was my 10-year wedding anniversary, last week. So me and her were going out for some food on Saturday, going out for a nice meal and bits and bats like that. So
what's the food like at Spoons now? Any good, is it?
You get a beer with your burger.
You've always have done, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did they upgrade your Prosecco or anything?
No. So we're going to go to Westfield and have some steak and whatnot. But
Nice.
And then Sunday I'm going to go and see my dad. I haven't been there this weekend. He's okay at the moment, so
good.
But I'm going to go there on Sunday and see how he's getting on. But what about yourself? I'm sure you're going to be drinking. The Stourbridge women football season started now, isn't it? So
yes, mate. Yes. If anybody didn't catch our last episode, we are sponsoring Isla McNally. She plays in the reserves, where they class as a standard, working her way into the first team after an ACL injury. I'll be going to watch the standard team on Sunday, mate. They're playing their last friendly before their season kicks off the week after. So good luck to the girls. I'm not going to the first team this weekend. They're playing up in Sheffield. So it's a bit of a mission. I'm back to work this week, so I won't be going to watch them there. Back to me, mum and dad's, couple of bottles of wine. You know me, guys. Fit for nothing by 8:30. No leg over. I have to wait till Monday. But actually, I'm working next Monday, unfortunately. So I'll have to get this the next episode out on Monday as soon as Dave gets in from work. So hopefully the trains aren't fucked next Monday, man.
I can't guarantee that, man.
I know.
First day back from work, they were a fucking nightmare.
Terrible. So yeah, what's it now? 9:30 on a Monday. We've done 2 episodes. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna love you and leave you and fuck off. Let you go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's really, really hot and sweat up here in this bank holiday Monday. I'll absolutely stink. So
yeah.
not off. So yeah, anything else to add, mate, before I say goodbye?
No, just again, glad to be back, man. Glad to be doing
Yeah.
this, and yeah, it's been missed. The following weekend, Arsenal women are back. Me and Lola's first game on the 6th of September. They're playing the London Lionesses.
They've got a bit of money behind them now, they have, and they're signing some decent players. So that'd be an half decent.
They're after Beth Mead, didn't they?
Yeah, I saw that. They've got a bit of money behind them. So you've got the season ticket again, have you?
Yeah, but it's 11 games now instead of 8.
Even better. Couple of extra quid on top, was it? Or was it still really cheap?
Yeah, it was. It was £110 for me and Lola last year for the both of us, and now it's 190. So we get 3 extra games, and you get priority for all the other games that they do. So
nice.
Lola likes it, so she was repping all the shirts in Tenerife. Every day she was wearing an Arsenal shirt, so she was a proper fan.
Yeah, you should have got some in Tenerife as well, mate, instead of playing the club shop prices. But that, again, that's another discussion for another day.
They do have them out there. They're better than Turkey's one, but they're like €40. So, yeah, the looky men are, a bit steep with them.
The what men did you call them?
Looky. That's what they're called. They come around with sunglasses and shit.
Why are they called looky? That's nearly as funny as Jason Bateson.
Because they say all the shit they got on them. They say looky.
I'm going to go for this myself. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of episode 140. Please like and subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe via YouTube and via Spotify. And we'll be back on Monday to bring you a preview and more depressing David McDonald news. Hopefully not. So until then, have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I hope you enjoyed this boxing podcast or our podcast. Masses, Dave, have a good weekend, mate. Peace out, brother.
See you later, mate.